I try to recreate the situation in my head and visualize how would if I stood differently, for example. How could if I responded differently with my body, with my words? It's like I create a movie in my head. I see the things, I see the situation. I try to recreate the situation that happened the same way in my head, but with a different outcome. With that said, also how it helps me is to just practicing visualizing myself, seeing myself. So for example, as I mentioned earlier, when I go to bed, I often just literally imagine myself. And that helps me to visualize it clear in image. First, I imagine how do I look? I try to create this image. So that helps me a lot. It's the same way I speak to myself a lot or I say certain things. I also try to put it in a visual perspective. And it's the same images that we have, but actually recreating them, seeing yourself in a different light. Like for example, as I said, I want to do a certain movement. I try to see myself doing that movement first in my head, which again, doesn't always work out when I try it out in real life, but it opens up my body somehow a lot more. So it's also with an emotion. When I said visualize the emotion, is the feeling you sense, and then I visualize myself feeling that feeling. And then, you tap on from there and create more and more and more, or imagine the people that made you feel in a certain way. It's just kind of allowing yourself to not overthink it, but actually allow yourself to sit back and watch the situation like a movie in your head. But how I suggest to start from it is just visualizing yourself doing things.